Hello everybody, welcome back to Mike Tries YouTube. My name's Mike. If you guys checked out episode 1, you can understand that this channel is me trying YouTube and learning as I go along the way. So if you're here for cinematic production quality, we'll get there eventually, but this first month of video is just going to be me sharing as I set up the studio, as I went through some different materials that I found that I needed to purchase. It wasn't about just pressing record, sitting down here and all this magic happening. What it is it's the whole process of what did it take to get to this point and where's it going to evolve to. As we're moving forward, we want to see how it evolves, how the quality gets better, and how the channel can morph into something that you want to continually come back to and that I want to continually put out for people to share the journey on. This being the first week of June is a reset week for me. Last week was Memorial Day. I got to go home. I enjoyed some time off. I reset, and now I'm ready to focus on the next 3 months of summer. And that's going to be our weekly win this week. Just getting away from the Memorial Day weekend. Spending time with family, friends, grilling, golfing, and being able to enjoy a change of scenery, getting ready to refocus for the next 3 months was the greatest thing I needed, and it's a win. I think sometimes that we can forget how productive rest and a reset can be and how focused you can become after some time away. So after a few days away, I feel re-energized and really ready to focus on this channel, my health, creativity, work, and just seeing where this summer is going to take me. So in keeping with the theme of the first month of my journey into YouTube, this week's weekly watch is Think Media. Since starting this journey, I've been watching a lot of creator-focused YouTube channels like Think Media that helps me research studio setup, equipment to purchase, how to invest my time and effort, software needed for editing, and the total gambit of starting a YouTube channel myself. And Think Media has been one of the staple channels I've been going back to over and over. They've done the research to really share what needs to happen, but the message about there isn't a perfect process to starting a YouTube channel. It can be done a million different ways, and each individual choice that I make is on me to make this channel my own. And that's been really important because I think a lot of people my age like to have all the answers before they tackle a problem. And Think Media keep reminding me that everything doesn't have to be perfect to start. Just get started. Learn as you go. I'm going to talk you through some of the videos I watched and how I use Think Media as a resource then and now. The first video I watched was their step-by-step guide on creating a YouTube channel. This one helped me get through all the setup stuff that nobody really thinks about at first. Things like channel settings, branding, descriptions, upload defaults, and a bunch of little details that aren't exciting but definitely matter when you're starting. After I got the channel set up, I watched this video about what steps to take to start a channel from scratch. What I liked about this one is that it wasn't focused on gear. It was focused on strategy, finding ideas, understanding who you're creating content for, staying consistent, and not just randomly uploading videos and hoping something works. Then I started trying to figure out editing. And honestly, that started a new adventure and opened up an entirely new rabbit hole. I watched a few videos comparing different editing programs and trying to decide what made the most sense for someone who is just getting started. After a recommendation from a friend about DaVinci Resolve, I watched this video to help me decide if it would be a good fit or not. Once I decided on DaVinci, I started watching videos about Resolve itself, and that's where things got really interesting. Because downloading DaVinci to help me edit videos was just the beginning. It eventually led to building a new computer and upgrading equipment, and creating an entirely new studio setup. After doing some editing and having a little bit of experience working on this channel the last few weeks, I can keep watching videos to hone these skills, to see what I'm doing wrong, to see if I can improve processes. And here's a couple of videos that have piqued my interest that I want to watch because I'm at this part of the journey. What's changed is the videos I'm watching now are very different from the videos I was watching 3 months ago. Back then I was trying to figure out how to create the channel and set it up. Now I'm trying to figure out how to become a better creator. I'm watching videos about editing workflows, shortcuts, production quality, and ways to improve the process and save time. That's one of the reasons I keep coming back to Think Media. No matter where I am in the journey, they seem to have content that helps me take the next step. or ways to improve situations I already encountered. Speaking of taking the next step, one thing I realized pretty quickly was that creating videos wasn't just about learning software. It also meant figuring out cameras, microphones, tripods, lighting, and how to build a space where I could actually create consistently. So that'll bring us right into this week's journey update. It's going to be about setting up the YouTube studio, doing a little bit of research about tripods, cameras, and microphones to share with you what I have found through trial and error these first couple of months. Last episode, I talked about finally starting the channel itself. This week, I'm going to talk about the research it took to set up this studio and the equipment that I looked at, purchased, some of it I returned, and what I'm using now after the initial filming we've done so far. I quickly realized that there's way more to this than just hitting record on your phone and hoping to sit in front of a camera and make gold happen. So I started researching microphones, tripods, gimbals, lighting, setup angles, what people need to become content creators in this space. Basically just trying to figure out how content creators do this. And honestly, I may have gone a little overboard because Amazon has been here way too much in the last couple months for my liking. I haven't overspent. I just ordered things that I thought would make this process go smoother, easier, and help me put out a quality video to upload. So when it comes to cameras, I didn't buy anything new. I'm filming on my old iPhone 15. It's the same phone I use every day. I also have two iPads that I've had for many years. I've got an iPad Pro that I bought in 2018 and a normal iPad that I bought in 2021. These I've set up throughout the studio to do time lapse. I bought a couple of iPad holders. There'll be a list of all this stuff in the description below. And honestly, part of the fun of this is figuring out how to do this on a budget. Not to be out there spending thousands of dollars on cameras and stands and lights and microphones and stuff like that. So it's definitely not perfect yet. But honestly, that's the point of this channel. You're watching somebody figure this out in real time and share it with you publicly. So hopefully if you stick around long enough, you're going to see the quality of the videos improve, my presence on camera get better, and the overall structure of this channel get to a point that it's something you want to come back to weekly, just because you might want to see if I'm improving, where this journey is going. And hopefully once you see me out here flubbing through this, you can be like, well, if this clown can do it, so can I. And my content will be better than his, and I hope it is. This isn't a competition. The reason I show the weekly watch is because I want you guys to see people that do this better than me, where I want to get to, what my motivation is and my aspirations are for this channel, is to be the quality that some of these people are, get the audience that they have, and if it works out, great. And if not, I am learning a lot. I am learning a ton about editing, about camera setups, about what people interact with online, what people comment on. You know, all of that is great. And none of this is wasted time or effort for me because I enjoy it so much. And I'm so glad that you're along with me on this journey. Okay, I kind of got off track there a little bit, but as I mentioned earlier, a big part of this journey has been figuring out what gear I actually need and what works best for the type of content I'm creating. One of the first things I needed was a tripod. The tripod I'm using now is actually my second one. The first one worked for a while, but one of the tightening screws failed within about a week. Thankfully, it wasn't expensive, and I was able to replace it pretty quickly with this one. Another one of the items I grabbed was this portable tripod. You can see here that it's very flexible, very compact. It does adjust into almost any position I need to. It is MagSafe, so I can just snap my phone on it at any time. It has these legs that fold up, so you can use it as a tripod, 2 out and then 1 forward here, and then you'll set it down. Real small, but for a quick filming option, this is great. This popped up on my Instagram and got my attention right away, and I saw it and I was like, that is very compact, easy to use, and versatile. So of course I had to order it. You'll also see that it has these little jaw-like grips that are going to allow it to pretty much attach to any flat surface. So the edge of a table, the side of a door. As you'll see here, after it's set up, it's very compact and it holds my phone very well. I already told you that I'm using my iPhone and a couple of iPads, and then showed you these iPad holders that I picked up. Both were around $20. The flexible gooseneck holder has become my favorite because I can position it almost anywhere and adjust it quickly. The other arm style holder is sturdier and works well for certain setups, but if I can only keep one of them, I definitely choose the flexible holder because it's easier to work with day to day and more versatile. And you can see here for lighting, I just used a couple of hue strips that I already owned, one on the desk and one on the beam above. Very simple. Here's one of the pieces of gear I've been using quite a bit lately. It's the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P Gimbal. It's a little bit older model. Here it is in the carrying case. This is actually the second case I bought for this gimbal. The first one worked okay, but it was a really tight fit. I didn't have a shoulder strap and honestly just wasn't very convenient to use. I ended up returning it and replacing it with this one. This case gives me a little more room. It's easier to get the gimbal in and out, and it's much more practical when I'm heading out to film. Once it's out of the case, setup is pretty simple. The gimbal unfolds quickly, powers on with the push of a button, and it's ready to start filming in a few seconds. One thing I like is how versatile it is. On the bottom, it has a standard mounting point that allows it to connect to other accessories like tripods and other mounts when needed. It also comes with built-in tripod feet that fold out from the handle. That makes it easy to set the gimbal down and film hands-free without carrying any extra equipment. Another feature that I've used quite a bit is the built-in extension rod. It gives me some extra reach for wider shots, selfie-style filming, and different camera angles when I'm out recording. If you watched any of my Kansas City walking tours, this is the tool that helped capture a lot of those smooth outdoor shots. The stabilization does a great job of reducing camera shake while I'm walking and helps create a much more professional looking video. When I'm finished filming, everything folds back down into a compact package. It fits right back into the case and is ready to go the next time I'm ready to shoot. The last piece of equipment I want to cover will also be this week's MiTY tool tip. This week's MiTY tool tip is the DJI Mic Mini wireless microphone system, and it's probably the most versatile piece of equipment I've purchased so far. When I originally bought these microphones, I expected to use them mostly with my phone. What I didn't realize was how often I'd end up using them with my iPad, my computer, and pretty much every piece of content I've created. I've gotten a lot more use out of them than I expected when I first bought them. I've used them not only with my iPhone, but with my iPad, and they have become my main source of capturing audio for my computer. I use them for virtual meetings, recording voiceovers, voice dictation, and editing videos. In fact, I'm using them right now. It's very helpful that the receiver plugs directly into a USB-C port, which means I didn't have to go buy a separate microphone for my desktop computer. That saved me money and simplified my setup quite a bit. The kit comes with 2 microphones, so if I ever want to interview someone, bring on a guest, or collaborate with another creator, I've already got a second microphone ready to go. One of my favorite features is how simple they are to use. Everything lives inside the charging case, and when you pull the microphones and receiver out, they automatically pair to each other. There's no complicated setup process, no menus to navigate, and no time spent troubleshooting connections. They just work. Also, everything stays organized, charged, and ready to go, so I can grab the case and start recording without worrying about batteries or a bunch of extra cables. Another feature I've really come to appreciate is the ability to control recording directly from the microphone. Since the microphone communicates wirelessly with the receiver, as long as the receiver is plugged into my phone or iPad, I can start and stop recording with the push of a button right from the microphone itself. It's a small feature, but when you're filming by yourself, little conveniences like that do make a big difference. And DJI has convenient mounting options for the microphones. You can clip them onto clothing like a traditional microphone, but they also include magnetic mounts. Most of the time, I actually use the magnets because I can attach the microphone almost anywhere without worrying about collars, pockets, or wrinkling my shirt. The magnets are surprisingly strong, then they stay in place, and once they're attached, you really don't have to think about them. For me, that's what makes these microphones valuable. They're easy to use, quick to set up, and they work with almost every device I've already owned. And looking back at all the gear I've purchased so far, this is probably the one piece of equipment that gives me the most value because I use it almost every single time I create content. So if you're looking for one tool that can improve your audio across multiple devices without breaking the budget, these have been a great addition to my setup. This week's Weekly Why is all about the momentum heading into summer, and I am refocused after a nice break to dedicate these next 3 months to really focusing on this channel: fitness, creativity, new experiences, learning new things, taking chances, build energy back up, chase new experiences, and see where this journey can actually go. I think this summer is going to be about growth in a lot of different ways. I don't have everything figured out, not even close, but I'm excited to keep trying. Wherever your summer's taking you, I hope you try something new, take a chance on yourself, and celebrate the small wins along the way. And if you're excited to start something new this summer, let me know in the comments, whether it's fitness goals, traveling this summer, golf, new adventures, new careers, new skills. Wherever your summer's taking you, I hope we can share the journey together. Maybe we can motivate each other to keep going through the next few months. Thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, remember your why and celebrate your wins this week. As I was setting up reset, dang it. Okay. As I was researching Staples has been I've been going back into there isn't a perfect there's never, if I'm getting worse, boy, I hope not, but you know, a chance to refocus, build back up energy.
I don't think so. No, 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 no.
June started yesterday, and I hope you come along with my journey. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you share my summer journey. I hope you share this journey with me this summer. Consistency over intensity. Well, that's another video in the books. Thanks for being here and following along through the chaos. I'll see you next week on Mike Tries YouTube.